All right, here's where I'm at. Editing more videos. I've filmed a whole bunch of them. Now I just got to edit them and push them out. And then once they're on YouTube, I can link them to my online coaching programs so that instead of needing to use someone else's YouTube videos, I can have my face show up in there as the demo video for when, someone's doing my program. I've got a steady stream of videos going out right now, 2 or 3 a day. Mostly, timer went off. Mostly of these instructional videos of how to do exercises, and they seem to do well on YouTube, not so much on TikTok or Instagram, which makes sense. YouTube's more of like a instructional platform, I guess, than Instagram or TikTok. Still trying to just figure this all out, and I gotta make my processes a little bit better right now in terms of the flow. When someone likes a video, they want to check out my online programs, just making sure that's super smooth. I think it's in a good spot, just need to make it smoother. And I also need to work on my advertising because right now I'm in that whole like goodwill idea of just putting out videos, putting out advice, all that sort of stuff to build trust and goodwill and show I'm not just a used car salesman sort of thing. So that'll be next up. I'm traveling right now. Maybe that's something I do this weekend is write an ad and run that. But I'm churning out these videos, and I've gotten pretty quick with editing now, which is nice because that used to take a long time. And I've also stopped trying to go for as polished of a look as I was previously and just kind of shooting off the cuff or not worried if everything's super pretty or like exactly well timed. Maybe that's the authenticity people talk about for smaller creators. I don't know. But it's also just me, like a little bit more raw. I'm not exactly like a pretty individual in terms of like, I wear the same t-shirt for 18 years until nowadays my wife makes me throw clothes out or donate them once she's decided that they've reached their expiration point. So real world ready longevity's up. I do that one personally. It's a lot of stretching and then strength training, which I really like because it's like a prolonged warm-up. And flexibility is becoming increasingly important to me, and mobility as well. And then the strength training is probably about a half hour or so. So half an hour of flexibility and mobility, half an hour of strength training. And then real world ready muscle building. I've got a couple of clients on that, and they're liking it quite a bit. I've gotten some good feedback on that, which is great. I think I've worked out most of the kinks that I've had with Coach RX. They were pretty great in terms of how quick they were to respond to my questions on support. A little bit of a confusing interface from my side of things as the admin of it, but I think I've gotten it down to a good point now, so that's great. Coach RX is pretty solid in terms of a platform. I looked at a bunch of them, but Coach RX just seemed like the best, and it's a good price for me as well. The license cost is pretty low. And Squarespace, I figured that out. That was also a learning curve at first, but I can move things around pretty quickly now on that part, and my website's looking what I think is good. And I'm still sending out the newsletter a lot, which is good. This is a great way to put out instructional information, but the newsletter really gets at some of the newsletters are generally, when I put them out there, a summary of a blog post that I've just written. So it's sort of like the TLDR is the newsletter, and then it links to the blog post. And people have been enjoying that too. I mean, the newsletters are pretty quick. They're a minute or two read. So it's just like quick blurb. Here's the health and fitness for whatever it is for health and fitness while you're traveling, or if you're a parent, and how to fit workouts in, or health in, how to prioritize health when you're a parent, or whatever it is, the core stability over just freaking doing sit-ups for the rest of your life and hurting your back from that. That's another thing I got to do more of, is back to the low back pain part. I mean, that's my story. I've had a lot of low back pain in my life. I've gotten it way down with the stuff that I learned in the Certified Functional Strength Coach course that I took at the beginning of the year. So, and I know everyone else in the world has low back pain, and I can help with that. So I've sort of deviated from that messaging, and I think I'm going to get back to it. Man, there's just so much to figure out. I mean, people tell you when you become an entrepreneur and start your own business that you've got a billion things to do and never enough time to do it. And I mean, I'm small right now. I've got a handful of clients. I'm working on the social media stuff, and it just keeps adding up. Then I got to do programming. Then I got to make videos for that programming. Then I got the newsletter. Then I got the website. But then I'm thinking about other things like advertising, and it's like, okay, well, now I should probably do ManyChat as well so people can comment something, and I can send them a link. And I got to get a lead magnet in there, which I got to figure out how the heck to do that, you know? So it's really true what everyone says about running your own business. There's no instruction manual, and you're just trying to figure it out the entire time. And everything's a challenge and an obstacle, and you just got to keep going. And right now I'm getting out of kind of a slump. I was in a slump with this for the last 2 months, feeling like I hadn't made much progress or anything. But I also feel like I'm coming out of it right now and regaining that momentum that I had before, which is sort of self-perpetuating in the momentum. The more you do, the more motivated you are to do it. And I guess that's true in other things, right? Like once you hit a rhythm in the gym, you're like, hell yeah, I want to keep this going. And once you get out of that rhythm, it's like, no, I'll do it tomorrow. No, I'll do it tomorrow. No, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow becomes a week, and a week becomes 3 weeks. And then all of a sudden you're like 2 months later and you're like, gosh, man, I got to do more. I got to get back on it. So this is just my rambling of where I am right now. For anyone else who's thinking about starting a business, it's a pain in the butt, but I also see the vision now of, I have this vision, make this my full-time gig. I love it. I love helping people get fit. And I'd love to be able to do this full-time again. There was a point where I was a fitness coach full-time, but I was working for someone else, and I didn't have the business acumen at the time or the confidence or the income to be able to jump in and do it full-time for myself. So that's what I'm working on right now, is working up towards that. It's going to take a couple years, and my wife reminded me of that the other day. So anyway, there's my long ramble. If you got any advice, feedback, if you want to go check out my website and tell me it's total crap, I would love to hear it. Please do. Or if you have nice things, I'll also hear that. I'd love to. All right.